Hello and welcome back to my channel, where we go on a point of view hike through the woods, where you get to see what I see. And let me tell you something, today it is cold. It is cold. And as you can see, we've got some snow on the trail, which is very nice. That's about it though. We haven't seen any more than a dusting this year. Usually, you know, we're knee deep in snow, but now just a little bit of a dusting. But some of these temperatures, whoa, wow, very cold. As a matter of fact, just the other day, we had wind chills of -20. Crazy. You can get frostbite within 30 minutes. Or in my case, not at all, because I'm so hot. Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little. All right, look, anyways, so yeah, you can see we got some snow on the trails. Very cold, but you know what? I don't mind hiking in this cold weather. Sure, my eyes froze, but you know what? They thawed out once I got back into the car and drove off and had the heat going. So it's fine. It's fine. I wasn't able to blink, and it hurt, but you know, I do it for you. I do it for you so that you can be entertained. If you are new to the channel, my name is Mike, and yes, I strap a GoPro to my head and record it in 4K the hikes that I take. And we go through the forest, we go through the meadow, we went through someone's house. That did not go so well. Didn't go well at all. The cops were called. There was a whole thing. But I do it for you. And because I do it for you, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. And that is subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. If nobody subscribes, then why am I doing this? Really, who am I entertaining? Air? So subscribe to the channel. And also, if you like the video, I want you to do something. I want you to give that like button a good old kick. Just kick it. Kick it right between the legs. Give that like button a good old kick right in the nards. Okay. So, I have a story to tell today. The story is about a Friday the 13th that went very wrong for me. And the thing is I don't really believe in bad luck on Friday the 13th because I usually don't have bad luck. But this particular day, everything went wrong. Everything. And I practically lost it. Now, before I get to that story, I do have some business to take care of. It is time right now for a shameless plug. And if you don't know what a shameless plug is, it's where I shamelessly plug something that I've created. You know, as a way for me to earn some money. Shamelessly. Because I have no shame. And now it's time for another shameless plug, where I plug something of mine, shamelessly. And today, it's paranormalaliens.com. It's a website that I have created that features all sorts of spooky and creepy items, things that come from outer space, things that come from the dark corners of your basement, things that come from the caves in the forest. Check out paranormalaliens.com for all sorts of really cool and creepy items that I have personally created. Do you know someone who is a big fan of horror or the paranormal, or is it to UFOs and aliens? Well, come to paranormalaliens.com and find the perfect gift item. Check it out today, paranormalaliens.com. And that was my shameless plug. Now back to the video. I have never believed in the whole Friday the 13th day of bad luck. Through the many years of my life, I have not had a Friday the 13th of bad luck until now. I wouldn't have blamed any of the luck on this particular day, but it was endless. To start the day off, I wake up at my usual crappy time of 5 a.m. I felt tired. My night of sleep was useless. I had not received a full night of rest as needed. It was raining outside and dreary as usual. The summer of 2003 in the Northeast has seen more rain than Seattle. The good thing is that it's Friday, and I get out of work early. 10:30 a.m. sharp. Just so you know, I hate my job with a passion. It is a true hell. I do love Fridays, though. I do all of my shopping, buy a DVD or two, buy some CDs, as well as my weekly needs like food for the week. I also treat myself to some delicious fast food, you know, for a little escape from the hellish work week. I have come to enjoy this routine. Now on this particular Friday, I needed a change of scenery. Usually I shop at a nearby Walmart. Besides, there's no other retail stores left. I also like Circuit City and Home Depot. Circuit City? Remember, this is circa 2003. So I took a ride far from where I live to a stretch of road that features all of these stores. Well, what is a 20-minute trip turned out to be 2 hours. I'm in my truck listening to a Sting CD, and I've been stressing over a decision of whether or not I should take this radio broadcasting job that is available for me. My stress level is growing. I thought this little shopping road trip would help relieve the stress. I was wrong. I held in my temper as a series of ass cracks cut me off in traffic, tailgated me, went through red lights, and didn't use their turn signal. I just turned Sting up and began to sing along. Thoughts in my head were of how I would do my radio show and what it would be like. The title would be the Mike Burke Radio Broadcast. I take a right onto Route 5. It should be about 10 minutes now before I arrive to the stores. I ride along the street. Traffic is not too bad. And then I see flashing lights ahead. There has been an accident. A bad one. There are a couple of ambulances. The road has been blocked off. The officer then points to the right. So I go down the street and follow the others. We all end up at a dead end. Great! Now what? Where the hell do I go? I don't know this area. I'm tired and I just want to get what I need and go home. Well, I get out of this dead end and I just go. I try to guess where to go. I figured I was on my way to finding Route 5 again and getting past the accident. It is now 20 minutes later. And guess what happens? I am now on Route 22 where my trip started. The very road that hooks up to Route 5 before the accident. That means I have to do this all over again. Now, I happen to be familiar with this particular area, and I know that there's a well-known music theater up the street. It provides another way of getting back to Route 5, hopefully past the accident. So I go that way. It is a long road in the country, and it's very scenic and comfortable, but very long. I passed the theater, and this is just taking forever. I see a road coming up, and I decide that this would be a good way to get back onto Route 5. While heading to Route 5, which I can see now, I nearly get hit by a jackass truck driver. He nearly takes off the side of my truck with his 18-wheeler. I then come upon the railroad tracks, and the light turns yellow. But I'm past the stop line. Now, the way this is set up, it's a 4-way crossway. The traffic is coming from every direction, but in order to keep each lane away from each other, they have the road and the stop signs far away from the intersection. So I'm actually near the train tracks. The traffic is too heavy for me to go through the yellow light and take the left. I must stop. I wait at this unbelievably long light. Like, this light went on for like hours. I fear if a train comes through, the gate will come down and crush me and my truck. Finally, the light turns green, and I take the left. To my surprise and anger, I am back at the accident. How in the hell did this happen? Now I must turn around and go back through the road I just came from. I pull into a parking lot to try to turn around, and not one moron would let me out and let me get onto the road. There was nowhere for them to go. The road was blocked off. But these inconsiderate morons just kept passing me. Finally, I get into traffic and come back to the stoplight. The train was now passing through. Boy, did I get lucky. If it had been just a little bit earlier, it would have come through while I was sitting there. So I head back onto the road, and eventually I finally make my way to Walmart. Now, Walmart went well. I walked in, found what I needed, cashed out with no line, and was on my way. And I thought, wow, maybe my luck has changed. Yeah, that was wishful thinking, because it was just going to get worse. I pull into Home Depot and I park my truck with my list of things I need in hand and headed in. First up was the trim pieces I need. I find the aisle and what do you know? It's closed off. Okay, I will just go grab sheets of wainscoting, or wainscoting, however you say it, that I need, and then I'll come back. When I returned, the aisle had opened, and the next stop on my list, it had been closed off. So now I had to go in circles. I would go to one aisle, it was closed off. Walk to the other one, come back, that would be open, then the next one would be closed. And it just kept happening. And meanwhile, I'm going crazy. Lastly, I wanted to save some time and money and cut my own wood here. So I measured it out and used the convenient handsaw they had set up. Done. Now I can go cash out and end this miserable day. Stupidly, I did not get a cart like I should have. I thought I could carry all this stuff, no problem. So as I try to bring this stuff to the cashier, I continuously dropped boards. No problem. I will lay my material down and go look for a cart. Well, I could not find one. Not one. The store workers had carts all over the store with crap in them. Not one was free. So I left the building and I checked the parking lot. Nothing. I had enough. I just got into my truck and left. I mean, yeah, it felt strange leaving all the wood lying on the floor, but the hell with it. I am not going to shop here again. I have had enough. So I drive to another Home Depot, which was just about 10 to 15 minutes away. This time, I made sure I got a cart. Of course, the cart I got squeaked and made more noise than a garbage truck. So as I'm going along, everybody's watching me, and this thing is just like... I go into the store and repeat everything I had done at the previous Home Depot. And of course, what do you know? Just like the other place, every aisle I needed to go into was closed. And then I'd have to wait for it to open, only to go to the next one and have it be closed. And then that would get open, and so on, and so on, and so on. Once again, I decided I would cut my own wood. This time, though, I had to wait for someone to finish. So I waited. And I waited. And I waited some more. And waited. And waited. And waited. Come on already! Cut your damn wood and get out of here! He then proceeds to lovingly gaze at his saw cuts, knowing I'm waiting. I mean, he's seriously, like he was falling in love with how nice his saw cuts looked. Meanwhile, I'm so angry that the blood in my body is boiling, my face is turning red, and steam is coming out of my ears. Finally, he leaves, and I can cut my wood and be on my way. Now, I don't have a big finish to this story. That was the end of my hellish day. I mean, I could fabricate an ending and embellish it and make this a little better. You know, like, how about this one? I arrive home to complete my home project, only to find that my entire house sunk into the earth. Oh yeah, and I was abducted by aliens. So, any lessons here? Well, after much thought and hours of time spent analyzing this day, and I really went through it too, you know, I thought about the traffic, the delays, the near accidents, the cutting off in traffic, a lot of thought about Home Depot and aisles being closed and all of that. And I did come up with a lesson. And it's really simple. Yeah. Don't leave home. Ever.